Hello there, this is the abandoned train. Class 150, I know that because it says 150 on the end. This Royal Mail train is actually a Propelling Control Vehicle, PCV. It is a type of railway carriage for carrying mail. They were converted from Class 307 driving trailers and have a cab at one end which allows slow speed movement control. PCVs are unpowered, but the controls allow mail trains to be reversed at low speed using the power of a modified Class 47 locomotive at the other end of the train. Similar BR Class 91 DVTs driving van trailers are used on the East Coast Main Line, but the 91s differ by being fully equipped for high-speed train control. 42 PCVs were converted by Hunslet Barclay in Kilmarnock from 1994 to 1996. The rebuilding work, including removal of the windows, slam doors, the fitting of roller shutter doors and the modernisation of the cab. At the same time these vehicles were converted, the Class 47 locomotives that hauled the mail trains were modified to be able to work in pull-push mode with the PCVs. When first converted, these vehicles were used by the Rail Express system parcel sector of British Rail. They were painted in Rail Express livery of red, grey, with light blue flashes. PCVs were marshalled at either end of the mail trains that worked into the London termini, which removed the need for locomotives to run around the train at its destination. Trains were propelled at only low speed, not for long distances. In 1996, Rail Express Systems was sold to EWS, who continued to operate the mail trains on behalf of the Royal Mail. PCVs were used on trains between London and Norwich, Plymouth, Bristol, Swansea, Newcastle and Glasgow. PCVs were used on the Travelling Post Office. Trains from London to Plymouth, Newcastle, Norwich, Carlisle and Glasgow. In early 2004, EWS lost the contract to Transport Mail. As a result, all PCVs were withdrawn from service. This PCV was bought by a consortium with the intention to turn it into part of a visitor attraction, but due to financial constraints, that plan failed, and this Royal Mail train has rested here ever since. Let's now explore this train to see what history and stories it still holds. So we're just in the driver's cab now. Just looking at this, but unfortunately someone smashed all the gauges. But it's still in quite good nick. It's got the board up there that used to put where it could go. Paul's been noisy. Sorry. I'm filming, man! Yeah, we've got certain bits in here. There's the electrical control panel there. Down here, electrical controls. A lot of the switches and that still work, it's quite cool. There's like all the buttons. I don't know what that is, it looks like the hazard warning lights, but I don't think trains have those. Or the horn. Don't know, I'm not actually a train driver, so I don't know much about horns. Oh, that's the windscreen wipers. Cool. That's called a dead man's switch, I'm told. There's levers missing off here, that was probably where the power and the brakes were. And there's these like lights and stuff. Oh, there's Colin Firth type switches. That's quite cool. Can't beat an illuminated clipboard holder, can you? That's quite cool. I nearly thought there was a window left, but someone smashed all of the windows, of course. Idiots. Yeah, I don't know why, it's some sort of emergency handle because it's painted red. This one. Don't know what that is. Don't know. Here's a seat. That's a cab heater. Yeah, some more electrics up here. Bits and bobs. That thing's made by Westinghouse, which is a bit like the Maserati symbol, but it's Westinghouse. Some more bits. Ventilator. Driver's seat's a bit trashed. And then, yeah, that's about it. Another heater. Hell on Earth, check them out, they're cool. What else we got? Some valves. Don't know what they're for, like brakes or something. Static converter unit. That's for the electrics. We'll go check out the rest of the train. You're not getting anywhere fast at 40 though. Let's see if we can get in any of the other carriages. Oh, it looks like you can. That civil trespass has just got on the next one. Apparently this used to be Royal Mail, but the Royal... I've just read some of the graffiti, sorry about that. The Royal Mail used to have trains called travelling post offices, and we believe that's what this used to be. I'm not... I like trains, but I don't know much about them. I'm not one of these spottery types. Yeah, train stuff. I know these are brake hoses and they've been disconnected, so that means the handbrake's on, because the brakes on trains, I believe, vacuum off rather than pressurise on. So they're like vacuum off, and there's a big spring that holds the brakes on. So you can see in there, the brakes on solid, so me pressing levers and stuff in the cab won't actually make the train move or anything, so don't worry. But yeah, this train's pretty cool. So I'm in the cab of the second train along, because these are like just like carriage. Each one's got like its own cab. This one's a bit less smashed up, so I'm told that's for the handbrake. That's on, stuck on, which is good because we don't actually want to go anywhere. And the horn things, it's a bit smashed up unfortunately, but it's got the light switch. Don't know what that's for. And we've got, what's it, forward, what? Oh, this is like the speed. Forward 1, 2, 3, I think. Off and on. Don't know. I'm not really sure. I'm not a train driver. Oh, there's an ashtray. You could smoke whilst you were driving. Press in the 2 black buttons either side of the handset to release. Do not pull the handset from the base. So that has been a telephone, but someone's obviously smashed that up as well. Yeah, it's a cool little find. Nice little train, this. Emergency application. Emergency brake valve. The horn. Handbrake indicator. Cool. Yeah, the handbrake's on. One report dating back to 2002 indicates that storage vans including 94527, part of this train, was a high security brake van. Also that the Royal Mail vehicles here at Hellifield were purchased to provide spares for WCRC's Mark I fleet. It also indicated a financial disagreement somewhere between WCRC, Railtrack and the recycling contractors. And if you used to drive one of these, let me know. I don't know much about railway locomotives really, but I like them. So if you know more about this than I do, leave a comment, let me know. Thank you. Does anyone know why this train was just left here, abandoned? Because usually trains are either scrapped or sold or used elsewhere. They don't usually just park them in a siding and leave them. So why is this one different? Leave a comment. Okay, some sort of electrical box, stores box. We've got big roller shutters on the side. Ah, this one actually says Royal Mail on it. So it is indeed a Royal Mail train. I think this means it's a Class 94. That one looks a bit less smashed up inside. Let's go have a look. Yeah, it's smashed up unfortunately. People have been and wrecked it, stolen bits out of it. It's a bit more of the phone holder there. You have to push the buttons on either side to get the handset out. Similar to the others. A lot of information on there when it was looked after. This looks like it all used to be sidings at one point. Railway sidings. As mentioned earlier, this train was mainly used for parcels and freight, hence what we believe here is one of the freight compartments. This isn't like a TPO like I've seen before. TPOs they had like a sorting office within the train, and they were a hive of activity. They had, like I said, they had a sorting office, then they had like new mail was caught with a big like hook thing, and then they used to hang it out and catch it in a big bag, so the train didn't have to stop, and it could drop parcels off and pick new letters up and things like that. It was really clever. This footage shows the line side apparatus for picking up and setting down mail bags whilst underway on the East Coast Main Line shortly before this system was withdrawn due to safety reasons. On the 9th of January 2004, the travelling post office network retired. There are many reasons why the TPOs ceased: problems with timetabling, the hazardous nature of working on moving trains, cost, the flexibility of road services, and the declining numbers of letters. Eventually, following a phased withdrawal, the final TPO ran on the night of the 9th of January 2004. That's been on fire in there as well by the looks. What's this? Rail Express System. Rail Express Systems. Oh!
I'm just going to go do my clown.
Yeah.
In one of the cabs.
Yeah, sure.
Don't know which one yet.
English, Welsh and Scottish Railway. If I'm honest, I've never heard of them.
They're the modern day DB.
Oh, DB Schenker.
Yeah, aye.
Oh, right, they became... So, civil trespass is telling me English, Welsh and Scottish Railways became DB, which is like DB Schenker. You'll see trains sometimes with just a big DB on the side. That's got one of them couplers where you can walk through. Yeah, it's saying it was lifted in 2001 for some maintenance. I wonder when DB bought English, Welsh and Scottish Railways, they just put this to one side because they didn't want it anymore. So it does look quite old, it looks quite high mileage. It certainly hasn't moved for a long time. It's probably just not worth towing away to scrap now, because it might be in such a state that it can't go on the network and it can't be pulled along. I'm only speculating. If you guys know more, leave a comment. Another brake car full of litter and smashed to bits by the idiots by the looks. They're Royal Mail. And that is the abandoned train. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Andy from ALW Exploration. If you want to check out my merch, go to alw.co.uk, go to the merchandise tab. It'll really help my channel if you do that. Thank you very much. Bye bye.
Looking over my shoulder.